You stupid bitch. Yeah, you're a stupid bitch. You stupid bitch. Look at that cat, would you?
No.
It's a very
Kitty,
naughty
kitty, kitty,
cat.
kitty, kitty.
She fucking, as soon as we're in any meeting, and now she's doing it to Vinny too. If I'm in a Teams meeting with work, she'll be sat next to me screaming. We got to pick her up and like caress her, and she
Oh, my
pulls.
cat jumps all over everything while I'm in a meeting.
It's just while we're here. Like it's like you're not giving attention to me. Who the fuck are you talking to?
It's
And
a
now
cat thing.
I'm getting pictures from Vinny where he's in Teams meeting and she's in his lap. And now she's like, "Hey guys."
Good evening to you, you stupid bitch.
Oh yeah, hey guys.
Hey,
How are you,
guys.
stupid bitch?
We're talking about our cat children. What are you
Yes.
talking about on this fine, freezing cold Brisbane evening?
No,
I mean,
God.
Friday evening.
Still Brisbane.
Friday evening in Brisbane.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
It has been a nice cold snap. It's fucking cold outside.
I
So
know.
in the break between this podcast and the last, I went into Vinny and I'm like, hey, so we've done our first episode, yada yada. Do you want anything? Because he just had his chocolate protein pudding.
I
I'm like, do
heard
you
him.
want
Do you
anything?
want a Nutri-Grain or a Milo bar?
Well, he goes, first of all, no, I don't think I want anything. Oh, can you get me a Coke? So I had to go outside, get him a can of Coke, and then come in and he goes, oh, and get me a bar. Any bar. Do you want Nutri-Grain? No, ick. Milo? Yeah. He's not working like we are.
Bless, bless. And welcome everybody. It's Friday night. Podcasting for us, double podcast, in fact. People say to me at work, they're all like, it's Friday night, double podcast tonight. I'm like, yeah, whoop,
Yeah.
whoop, whoop, double.
And what is the
And
podcast?
the podcast this evening is award
Stupid bitches say
ceremonies
what?
slash shows. Isn't that the bit you're supposed to do?
Not when it's pop culture.
Oh,
You do
okay.
you take
So
the
I
lead.
think I did it last bit. So it's
No,
pop culture,
no, it's
award
stupid bitches say
ceremonies, but
what?
it's also the podcast called Stupid Bitches Say What.
What?
Now, don't you do this bit?
Well, we can do that way. It's an Aussie podcast, believe it or
That's
not.
how we did it in the last episode. Now you're confusing me again. Just write it down. I beg you.
The Aussie podcast about everything and or nothing, but always with wine. Well, wine for me tonight. Is it wine for you in this episode?
It is, but it's a little cheeky surprise for you, so I'm going to have to
Oh,
wait.
well, I've got a cheeky surprise as well. And yes, we're doing pop culture tonight, award fashion shows and controversies that accompanied them.
What were you saying?
I think you can ask me what I'm drinking.
Oh, stupid bitch. What are you drinking in this fine, chilly Brisbane Eve?
Well, this evening I am drinking another red,
Mm.
courtesy of our dear friends
In
and
Coonawarra?
listeners, Sam and Kim.
Aw.
Caught up
Thanks,
with
Sam
them.
and Kim.
Caught up with them last Friday, and our other friends Lisa and Jen for a nice rainbow family dinner.
Oh,
And they
lovely. Haven't
always
seen them
come
in
bearing.
ages.
Yeah, we haven't either since this year. Well, since last year. And they always come bearing gifts. And this time they gave me a beautiful, well, they gave it to Vinny and I, but mine, Lewin Estate Prelude Vineyards 2019 Margaret
Ooh.
River Cabernet Sauvignon, my favorite blend. So thank you very much, gals. Let me have a sip. Or
It
should I
sounds
say,
fancy.
thank you very much, cunts, as we call each other. It's delicious. Thank you very much. My favorite cunts. And what are you drinking, you dumb bitch?
Well, I'm gonna cause
Pray
a big
tell.
fanfare here, but
Oh,
let
Jesus.
me just show you for people who can't see. I'm just about to open something. Now, let me see if he can see what it is.
You didn't.
All the way back there.
Hey, you
What
guys.
does this look like to you, you dumb bitch?
My favorite wine.
Is it?
How much was it?
Could it be?
Good on you. Shut up. Not you, the
It
cat.
was only $26.
Yes, reasonable.
So
Thanks, Wa.
I'll tell
Did
you
you?
the story.
Yes.
I got home this evening. Well, I actually spoke to Tyler today, who was off work today, and he said he was going to the shops. He said, "Do you want me to get you booze for tonight?" And I said, "Look, I'm just going to drink some seltzers, but I do feel like a red, and I'll probably have a red for the second episode." I said, "Can you get me a bottle of red?" Yep, no dramas. So I come home this afternoon, fly home from work, come in trying to smash dinner, double check my notes, and I look in the fridge to check what wine. I said, "What wine did you get me?" He's like, "Oh, blah 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 blah." And I look and he got me Savvy B. He got me white. He just wasn't expecting me to have
Oh,
red. So I was like, oh, I already had like 4 bottles of Mud House downstairs anyway. And I was like, I just don't feel like drinking white tonight. So I said, look, I'm going to whip down to the bottle shop and grab a bottle of red anyway. So I raced down and then I was looking through the cab salves and I saw this in the box. It was only $26. And I was like, oh, that's the one we did on the promo of
yes.
Stupid Bitches Say What last week. And your favorite is Max's Penfolds Max's cab sav, which
Yes.
I actually haven't drunk before. I've drunk a Penfolds, but not Max's. And it's a 2021 from South
Oh, very
Australia.
good. I hope you enjoyed as
I
much as I
know.
do.
Well, I'm excited to taste it because you said it's your favorite wine in
I did.
comparison to Mudhouse for
I don't
me.
know if I've had a mud house. I'll get a mud house for the next one just to do and I'll get a bottle of that too. I'll do
But I
both our
was
favorites.
just really frothing a red tonight. Like I
Yeah.
just needed it. Do you know what I mean? And because I've
It's the
been a little bit
weather.
partial to the reds lately, I was like, oh, I just can't do white tonight. I just can't
Yeah.
do it.
Did you do a post this week?
um, oh my God, I forgot.
It's
Yesterday
all
was
right.
so hectic because I had Wednesday because Link had his
Shame.
operation.
Have a sip. Tell me what you think.
I literally did not remember until you just said that to me. So this is why I don't do the promos or the editing. I just look pretty. Mm. Oh yeah.
It's
And
good,
it's
isn't
got
it?
that really full-bodied
Hmm.
flavor, like it's like a mouthful when you have that first sip.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So we're both on the cab savs tonight. I'm glad you like it.
That's lovely.
I'm going to do it next week. I'm going to do the mud house and that.
That is a really nice drop of red, I've got to say.
Cheers, stupid bitches, to our cabby savs.
Cheers to Stupid Bitches Say What listeners. Anyway, how has your week been, you stupid fucking bitch?
My week has been good, thank you. I want to talk about a TV
Oh,
show
I could
that,
just bathe in this. It's so
oh,
delicious.
I
I'm
love
like,
that.
oh,
Love
I
that.
think I've got cat hair in it though.
That's part of
It happens when you live
the
in my
bouquet.
house. It's either cat or dogs. You're always eating the hair.
I revisited a TV show that I started when it first came out, but I never finished. There's only 4 seasons, but you know when you have to wait a year and then a year, and sometimes you forget, unless it's like a gripping show like Stranger Things or something
Yes, and
like that.
sometimes you just well, even with Stranger Things, I found that I couldn't get back into it, and then Link hassled me until I finally did, which
Yeah.
I'm glad I did because it's
Season 4 was
amazing,
amazing. Yeah. No, well, I was the same
amazing.
actually with Stranger Things. I watched the first one and a half, I think. I started
Mm,
watching the second, but drifted in and out. Then when I heard how great 4 was, I started the journey again.
yeah,
And I was so glad I did and watched them all. So
yeah.
have you ever watched The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt
Yes, I
on
did watch a
Netflix?
few episodes, but I did enjoy it, but it wasn't enough to keep me into it to the end of the first season.
Oh, really? So
I liked, is it Titus? What's the guy that she lives
Titus,
with? Yeah,
yeah, Titus
I thought,
Andromeda.
yeah, he was hilarious. I
Fucking
did
love
enjoy
him.
him.
Yeah, all
And
his
also the
quips.
crazy landlady who's in
Yes.
Scrooge who plays the fairy
Yes.
who punches him in
It
the
whops
face
him
and
in the
slaps him.
face and shit.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, I
she's
love
quite
her
good
too.
too.
And the chick from Ally McBeal's in it. Not Ally McBeal, but the one who
The
Kimmy ends
crazy
up
head
working.
blonde one.
Yes, that Kimmy
Yeah.
ends up working for, who's really rich and pretentious.
Yes. I really
John
need to give it
Hamm.
another go because I'm desperate for a new show that I can watch. Tyler and I have our shows, but I
Yeah.
don't actually have a show at the moment that's just for me.
Yes. And I mean, it's always nice when they're 20-minute episodes. I've really been enjoying it again and laughing out loud, especially at Titus. And I even like Kimmy Schmidt, but it's actually the reason why I said to you, um, with a pop culture topic, maybe we should do cults because you know how they were trapped in the bunker at the
And we
very
haven't done
beginning.
cults yet, have we? Are we doing that
No,
next week?
we could do it for our next one, yeah. where they were trapped in the bunker as the cult, and it was like the world's all ended
Yeah,
and shit
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I would
And they
love
had
to
to
do
turn the
cults
crank.
actually.
Some of my favorite things from it. So if you probably haven't seen this yet, but you know Beyonce when she did Lemonade, her album Lemonade,
Yeah, I know of the album.
and
Yeah.
there's that song where she's walking through the streets of New York with a baseball bat. Um, oh, I can't even remember how it goes, but she's sort of basically saying to Jay-Z, you know, what the fuck are you doing, you dumb bitch? Don't fuck with me, you know, I've everything you need, yada yada yada, when he cheated on her.
Mm.
And Titus does a review of that because he ends up in a relationship and he calls his partner Meatball, and it's like a lemonade version of "What you doing with me, Meatball?" It's fucking hilarious. And did you ever see him when he did his song about Pinot Noir, the wine?
I think you shared it
Pinot
with me.
Noir,
Yes, yes,
Rosembar.
yes. I do
So
think you
good.
shared it with me years ago.
Tina Fey is actually behind the production
Knew
of
that
it,
too. I
and
love
she
her.
she comes into it, I think, in season 3. But I never watched it or finished it off because I just trailed off. So I'm committed to doing that. The other thing I was going to say, and it's about books. I was determined to make an effort this week to read, but instead, like, I didn't.
But I did it.
Even to the point like this week, I don't know what it was. I think maybe it was a cold. We were going to bed
I'm
to
going to
go
get
and
to it,
watch
but I have
some.
some advice for you about that.
We were going to go watch some true crime, but Vinny and I then just laid in bed and we were just scrolling on reels. And I was even on TikTok. I've downloaded that again. I was like, the Chinese can have my details. Everyone's got them anyway. And just like to scrolled for like, we both did it for about 2.5 hours. And I'm like, I have to read. I had a shit sleep last night. I couldn't sleep. And if I'd read, I know I would have.
What are
But
you reading though? What is the book that you're trying to read right now?
well, the first one I'm going to read is the one that you gave me that's got the Stonewall thing.
Great pick. Great
Yeah.
pick.
So I'm going
But
to start
I've got a
next week.
pile for you. I've got a pile for Sarah, and I've got a pile for you here of ones I think
Bless your
you will
heart.
like. And at the end, I go, who would like it better? And sometimes it's a real debate between who I think will like it better.
So I'm going to start next week. I'm just going to make myself. But I also wanted to just say that when Kim and Sam again came bearing gifts for my birthday, that was months ago, they gave me the book Red, White, and Royal Blue, which is, have you heard of that at all?
Mm, I feel
It's a
like it's ringing a bell, but I
It
can't
came
place
out
it.
on Amazon Prime as a movie, and it's a totally fictional story, and it's basically
Is it a young
the
adult one?
yeah, it's a gay romance. So there's a
Yeah.
royal English royal prince who's gay, and then the president of the United States goes and meets the royal family, and the two boys meet, and they hate each other at first. They have some
Oh,
sort
one
of
of those.
Yeah, totally. And they have some falling out or there's some scandal, and then they have to, for PR, show that they're actually friends, and then it turns into this thing. So the movie is very cheesy. It's still nice, and it's like
Mm,
when when you can relate or something, it's relatable and it's
yeah.
nice to see representation, whatever. So it was still nice and cheesy and fun, but apparently the book's a lot better. So Kim and
Mm-hmm.
Sam gave
Mm-hmm.
me that to read as well. So that'll be the one after I read this one that you've been given me over a year now, I'd say, to read. So
Well,
yeah.
I would suggest if you feel more like that's going to be your thing, try that one first to get you into the rhythm. If you think that's
Okay.
going to be the easier read.
All
Um,
right.
but I hate cheesy. I actually gave a book 2 stars this week on Goodreads because it was too
Too
cheesy.
cheesy. Well, I don't think the book is as cheesy as the thing, but the movie was like exploded. Everyone loved it, like
Yeah.
because you get so many shit
Mm,
gay movies, I guess. Lee
mm,
loved it. Lee creamed his
mm,
jeans over the fucking thing, and I think he watched it about 7 times. That's my older gay brother. Hi,
mm.
Tedward, non-listener of the podcast. You
You're
won't mind
not
that I use your
listening.
name. So yeah, that's my week. How about you? How's your week,
Well,
please?
mine's going to be a bit of a long one because I'm going to delve into books. But first of all, I'm going to say I'm going to try to be quick on this one. Um, sorry, a little bit of a cough there. Um, by the time this podcast comes out, it's going to be super old. But my husband and I had a wedding anniversary about a week and a half ago. So we
Happy
have,
anniversary, please.
thank you, been married for 2 years. And I don't know if you remember this, but when I got married, one of our dear friends, Hutchie, She said to me after, because we had this beautiful, beautiful wedding cake, and it's a family tradition in our family that we get this wedding cake, super thick mud cake with super thick, beautiful icing, and we get it for every event that we have on the Central Coast. And everyone just loves it and devours it. But it was such a party night that a few people had a slice, and there was all this cake left over at my cousin Mel's house the day after. So I, of course, in my completely hungover state, had multiple bowls of it, but it was a huge wedding cake. Like, it was massive. So there was so much left over. And Hutch said to me, take some home, wrap it up, put it in the freezer. And on your first wedding anniversary, you have a piece of your wedding cake with a glass of champers, for your first wedding anniversary. We forgot last wedding anniversary. And this cake has been in the freezer for 2 years. And every time I'm in the freezer, I look at this fucking container with this piece of wrapped up cake. I'm like, for fuck's sake. So it was our wedding anniversary. And I said, that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to get this cake out and we're going to try and have a piece. So I got it out. It looked like poop. So I sent Mel a message. It's my cousin Mel, who actually got the cake made for me for our wedding. And I said, look at the state of this. I said, I'm going to let it defrost and see how it turns out. So it defrosted, and Tyler and I saw the icing pit. We stuck our finger in, and look, it didn't taste too bad.
Yeah.
But it ended up going in the bin.
It didn't last.
So the cake that lasted 2 years in the freezer was chucked. But we shoved our finger into the icing, but we both looked at each other and went,
oh,
we
I'm not
can't
doing it.
do this. So anyway, listeners, if you guys have heard of that tradition and you do the wedding cake after 1 year, and tell us if you've kept it for longer than a year.
And if it still lasted.
And if it still lasted, and if it tasted lovely or disgusting. So the thing I want to talk about this week is all the reading that I've been doing. So this is going to take a little while to tell this story. So for my birthday, Bino had said to me, what do you want for your birthday? And it's really hard sometimes to pick what you want because I'm the kind of person who, if I really want something that bad, I just go and buy it.
Yeah.
Unless you want to buy me like a trip to Europe. So, that's also on the list. Know what I'm saying? But I was racking my brain trying to think. And then I was like, oh my God, Amazon voucher, because I love nothing better than spending hours sifting through Amazon, finding all books that I want and rating them and deciding which one I'm going to get and then ordering them. So a bunch of our friends and Bino got me a $300 Amazon voucher for my birthday, which I was just completely blown away with. I was like, yes, I can't wait to wear off this hangover and be normal so that I can go home and just go through all the books. I actually ordered a couple while we were still down at Twin Towns.
Yeah. Down there,
yeah. And I sent you my to be read stack the other day, which has about like 13 books on it. And I still have $100 left. And I brought a little tiny nightlight that you put on top of your book that costs $20 as well.
Cool.
So it's definitely gone quite far already.
Is the nightlight good?
Look, it's better than having the light on and bothering Tyler and feeling guilty about it. And I'm on the side where there's no PowerPoint, so we'd have to have an extension cord. And it'd just be too messy. So it's okay. I can totally deal with it. I wouldn't say it's amazing though. But it does the job. So have brought a whole bunch of books and have just become completely obsessed with reading. And I probably read maybe one book a month, give or take. But last week I literally read 3 books in the week because I was just like so excited about all these brand new books that I had.
Yeah.
And I'm on a new book this week, which is a little bit slow going, but is already shaping up to be a really, really amazing book. But last week I read 3 true crime books actually, but not all the ones that not true crime, sorry, crime thriller type books.
Yeah.
But they're not all that. There's a few like drama type ones in the mix, and that's what I'm reading this week. But out of the 3 that I read last week that were all thriller type crimey ones, the first one was about a podcast. So it's a chick whose best friend died 5 years before, and she was accused but never convicted of the murder of her best friend, but she has no memory of the event. And 5 years later, a podcaster, so she's moved away from her hometown. It's in a small town in America. She's moved away. She's living in LA, and she gets wind that a podcaster is digging up like a true crime podcaster is digging up all the facts of, this is on the list to give to you.
Okay.
Is digging up all the facts and trying to solve the case. And he's really popular and he's been known for solving a case before that was a cold case.
Yeah.
So he's interviewing everyone, including her family, some of the people that she's still in touch with, and she gets convinced by her grandmother, in the guise of it being her birthday, to go back to the town for her birthday, and then gets sucked into trying to solve the murder with this podcaster.
Cool.
So it's told partially in podcast episodes and partially in a story.
Nice.
I couldn't put it down. I took it to Twin Towns with me, but never actually started reading it, thinking I might get a chance in the car or something to read a few chapters, but didn't. But then we got back on the Monday and I started reading it that night and stayed up all night and finished it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. What's it called?
It's called Listen for the Lie.
Oh.
It's got a really cool cover as well. So that was really, really good. And I will do a post about this.
Do you know the type of podcasting that he's doing, like investigative journalism sort of stuff? That's what my mum said. So when we first started our podcast and we were doing our true crime and she was giving it a go, she said, I thought you would have basically done that type of stuff with your true crime. I was like, Mum,
So we're going to solve crimes.
We don't have the manpower nor the skill.
Oh, I love the faith that she had in our abilities
to be able to solve the Bowman children murder. Missing children.
Oh God, nor do we have the time.
All the time. All the resources.
We barely have time to research these episodes.
I know.
But we just tell factual information.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is fucking hilarious.
Bless her.
Oh, Joni. But then the second book I read was a highly erotic fiction one, which I don't think would be your cup of tea, and I put on my sister's pile. But was, again, read it at a night. Like, was such a quick read. I picked it up. I was in the bath. I couldn't stop reading, and I just read it through the night. And then the other one that I read over 2 nights, was another thriller, and this is the one that I gave 2 stars on Goodreads out of a maximum of 5, because I was like, the characters keep swooning over each other. The book was really long, didn't need to be as long. Snore, snore, snore. And I said sorry to the author, but 2 stars. Yeah.
Okay, I promise listeners, in 2 weeks' time, I'll have at least 1 book read.
Yeah. Award shows have their roots in the desire to recognize and celebrate excellence in various fields, ranging from entertainment to academia. Haven't done any on academia, by the way. It's all about entertainment.
What's that, the Pulitzer Prize or?
Yeah, I cut that piece. I had it, but I was like, nah, bore.
Yeah.
Snooze. But I did want to do a little bit of the history of award shows and where they come from. So this is where this comes from.
All right, you take the lead.
The concept can be traced back to ancient times when societies would hold ceremonies to honor outstanding achievements of contributions. Oh. One of the earliest recorded instances that red wine's really hitting the spot right now. Instances of an award ceremony is the ancient Greek Olympics. Do you know that, Bruno?
I do, and that's what I was thinking of when you were saying it, yes.
Where athletes were crowned with laurel wreaths as a symbol of victory.
And they performed naked.
We're not doing any sports ones tonight.
Either.
In more recent history, the tradition of award shows began to take shape in the 20th century, particularly in the entertainment industry. Yes. The Academy Awards, also known as the Oscars. Do you know it was a really long time before I knew that they were the same thing?
Oh, really?
I'm ashamed to say it took me longer than I'm prepared to admit before I realized that they were the same thing.
I can understand that, but yeah, no, I think I always knew.
Whenever people were like, Oscar, I was like, oh, they've got an Oscar. But what is that? And then I was like, and then there's the Academy Awards. Like, what does that relate to? A long time. Is one of the most famous examples. It was first held in 1929 by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences.
It was over the radio, wasn't it?
To recognize excellence in filmmaking. Yes, it was, because TV wasn't out.
No, but the movie pictures were. Do you remember how much of a big deal it was? Like, now I do not watch the Academy Awards ever.
All I do is watch the fashion.
Well, like I might watch the recaps or read in a BuzzFeed article who won. But back in the day, like when we only had four channels to choose from, it used to be a big thing. Oh, Academies are on tonight. Can't wait to watch them. Who
It's
got
funny
best
that you
sound?
say that. I don't remember ever watching it, even
Oh,
now. Like when
really?
I say I'm obsessed with the fashion, I mean I find like a BuzzFeed article or something and go look at the pictures. I never watch them go and them strut the red
Oh,
carpet or anything. I
yeah,
like to see the list of who it is, what picture, when they walked in, and I like it all like itemized for
yeah.
me.
Yeah, no, I used to watch it every year and be excited about watching it. And watching, as I said, who got best sound engineer, who got best this, who gets the big five, because the big five were movie, actor, actress, director, and something else.
Yes, yes. I always like tune into the updates as well. You know how they give
Screenplay
you
or
live
yeah.
updates throughout the day, and it's like this person got and this
Mm.
person because it happens for us early morning, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Because
but we
it's
never used to
nighttime.
get that live stuff back in the day
Yeah,
either. Yeah.
but I was never really into it. The first time I remember anything and watching anything on telly related to it, and I can't remember if it was the Academy Awards. This is in my notes. I'm just talking ad lib.
Yeah.
Um, it was either the Academy, I think it was the Academy Awards, was when they brought out The Simpsons. Remember?
That would
Remember
have been
that?
the Emmys or the Golden Globes.
I think it was one of them, or
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been.
Because Emmys and the Golden Globes are TV. One of them's just TV, and then one of them's TV and movie.
It wouldn't have been the music one though, was it? The
No,
Grammys. It wouldn't have been. No, it wouldn't have been the Grammys. I'm pretty
no, no, no.
sure it was the Academy, the Oscars. I'm pretty sure it was. And we
Because
hadn't got
TV, they don't
The
do
Simpsons in
TV.
Australia yet.
They don't do TV at the Academies. That's all movies.
Oh yeah, okay. So it must have been the
Emmy
Emmys then,
Awards.
or was it the MTV Movie Award? No, it wouldn't have been that either, would it have? Oh, he's googling people.
I am.
So and
Television is the Emmys, and I think the Globes are TV and movies.
correct me if I'm wrong. They put the Simpsons on whatever awards it was, but the Simpsons hadn't actually officially came out in the States yet. It
Yeah,
was like a
a short
preview,
on that
a short,
hit
yes.
show, Tracy Ullman show.
And we were watching it at home in Australia because everyone was talking about The Simpsons and this new show that was coming out. It was going to
Yes.
blow our minds. It was this huge cartoon thing. And we knew it wasn't going to come to Australia for probably at least another year or two.
Yeah, I think we got it in 1990. Yeah.
Yeah, and we were like, I remember watching it just to see my first glimpse of The Simpsons and being like, oh my God, I can't wait till it comes
Yeah.
to Australia. And it took a while.
Yeah.
And then the original graphics, especially the ones on the awards, was really bad
Terrible.
compared to
Yeah.
what it is now. So bad. Where was I? Um, Other industries followed suit, with awards shows emerging to celebrate achievements in music, the Grammy Awards,
Yes.
television, the Emmy Awards, theatre, the Tony Awards,
The turn is.
literature, Pulitzer Prize,
Oh,
Pulitzer
it's
Prize,
close.
and more. The events not only honour outstanding work, but also serve as a platform to showcase talent and generate publicity for the industries involved. And I'm going to do a little segue here and talk briefly about some notable Australian awards shows,
Oh,
please.
very good. Yes. And that was another thing I used to always love watching the arias and the Logies.
Well,
Yeah.
you're stealing my content right there. So thank you for that.
It's lovely to have a discussion.
um, Australia also has a vibrant awards show scene across various industries, including film, television, music, and literature. The AACTA Awards, Australian
Ah,
Academy of
yeah.
Cinema and Television Arts Awards.
That's more of a
Um,
sort of toffee award, isn't it? Like a,
I don't even know if it's televised, to be
I don't think
honest.
so. I think it's more of a like a snobby awards.
But my
Yeah.
research tells me that it's the Australian equivalent of the Oscars,
Oh, Jesus.
recognizing excellence in Australian film and television. Established by the Australian Film Institute in 1958, the award covers various categories, including Best Film, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Television Drama Series, and more.
You know why it's probably not televised is they probably didn't have enough content
Mm.
for just movies of Australia.
I
Like they
think
have to
it,
award them, but it'd be
yeah,
like a half-hour show.
you are absolutely right because
Yeah.
as many movies as we bring out, it's a drop in the bucket. So it's
Yeah.
like, how do you find the greatest one?
1994 was good with Muriel and Priscilla, but
Yeah.
that was it.
The AACTA award ceremony is held annually in Sydney and is considered one of the most prestigious events in Australian entertainment industry. Snobbish, to use your words.
Yeah. I think it would be more toffee. Um, and it's like when we have the ARIA Awards too, like when we have a breakout band like Savage Garden, only Savage Garden wins every
Yeah.
single award,
Oh my God, totally. So the ARIA Music Awards, which is Australia's equivalent to the Grammys, guys, for international listeners. Watch it, I dare ya. The ARIA Music Awards celebrate excellence and achievements in the Australian music industry. Established in 1987, I'm actually shocked to see that it went back that far. I didn't realize it started in 1987. By the Australian Recording Industry Association, the awards recognise artists across various genres, including pop, rock, hip hop, and classical music. I've never really seen much about classical in there, have you?
Even
Maybe it's
really
like the
hip hop.
last like the categories right at the end.
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
everyone's
yeah.
already super drunk or asleep.
And it would have been probably in 87 when Cold Chisel and AC/DC were like, mate, we need to have something. We need to have something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like if you ever seen the Molly movie about how he was dissed so many times at the arias from Chisel. Like Chisel would say they would show and then have all these acts prepared and then just not show up because they hated Molly.
Oh, really?
There's this whole like rivalry thing. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
a good movie. So categories include album of the year, best male female artist, best group, best new artist, and more. The ARIA Awards ceremony features live performances by top Australian musicians and is broadcasted nationally. Now let's talk about the Logie, shall we?
Okay, there.
The Logie Awards honour excellence in Australian television.
It's so weird, the
Away,
Logies. Yeah. Neighbours.
neighbours.
Big Brother, best reality.
Instituted in 1959 by the founder of TV Week magazine,
Yeah.
the awards cover categories such as most popular actor, actress, outstanding drama series, reality program, blah, blah, blah. The Logies are one of the longest running television award ceremonies in the world
Wow.
and are highly anticipated by both industry professionals and viewers. Are they, though?
Probably because it's really a lot of it's based on viewer votes with the Logies, isn't it? That's why they had it in that TV week or whatever it was. New idea. What
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah, it was TV week. Yeah, totes. The ceremony takes place in Melbourne and attracts a wide audience through its live broadcast. So these are just a few examples of the diverse range of awards shows in Australia, highlighting our country's rich cultural contributions across various artistic disciplines. Plus,
Well, we do have contributions. I don't know
now,
how
are
much.
you going to talk about controversies? Is that what you're going to talk about? So,
Yeah,
because I've got some controversies.
Yeah, I've got 4 controversies to talk about.
I also have 4, but I also have
perfect.
the fashion to talk about. Do you want to do controversies first? Then you do yours, then I do mine, and then
And
I'll
then we go
finish with the
fashion.
fashion.
Perfect.
Because it's
All
your
right.
turn. I've talked for a very long
That's all
time.
right. That was a good intro. So the first controversy I'm going to
Maybe I
talk
should
about.
mention tongue in cheek about the whole Australian Awards thing because we're like, it's a bit of a laugh, really, isn't it?
Well, look, we do have some standouts, but then we have some, oh, good for you.
The time Kylie Minogue won the awards but refused to come back to Australia.
Oh, when Peter Andre won an award and
Refused to
no
come
one
back to
clapped.
Australia.
But no, he came back for it. He got like a Lifetime Achievement Award or
Oh,
something.
that's
And no
right.
one clapped. And Molly Meldrum's like, come on, guys. And it was like, oh, you did give me some kind of sign, girl. And that was kind of it.
My sister was obsessed with them. Australians are mean.
There we are. We have tall poppy syndrome.
Yeah, we're
Cut them
definitely
down.
meanies.
So my first controversy is one that I saw when we were down at Twin Heads, actually, for your birthday. When I was
Twin
out
heads. We
Tweed
done
Heads, Twin
Twin
Towns,
heads,
Tweed
so we were
Heads.
at Twin Heads, are we?
Speaking of
Twin
Australia,
heads.
we were down at Tweed Heads in Twin Towns. We were at lunch,
I
and
like to call it Coolangatta, please.
or Coolangatta. When we were down at gone out for lunch, and I was videoing you when I was in the vaping area on the balcony from the pokies. As I walked back through the little pokey room, there was TVs on there, and I'd seen these two people that I'm about to talk about talking about what I'm about to say, and I thought, oh, this will be a good one. So it's about Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the
Right.
creators of
Yes.
South Park.
Yes.
So they were doing an interview years afterwards, obviously. So they got an Academy Award nomination in 2000 um, from the South Park movie for Best Original Song, Blame Canada.
Mm,
Did you ever see the movie?
yeah, I
Like
definitely.
chocolate salty balls and blame Canada.
Yeah, I seen the movie at the cinema actually a couple of times.
Well, it was a huge thing again, semi-Simpson-y,
And what
but
year was it out?
so 2000. I think it was maybe 99 it came out, but they were at the award show in 2000.
Right. So
So
how old were we? 20.
I was 23. So much older than you.
Of course you were, you old bitch.
So they attended the award show wearing dresses that were previously worn by Jennifer Lopez and Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yes.
So you know the green dress that J-Lo wore that had to have boobs stickers on to
And the
stick the
Shakespeare in
dress.
Love dress that
Yes.
Gwyneth Paltrow wore. Yep.
So the blonde guy, who I think is Trey, I can't
Yes.
remember. He wore the J-Lo one, and Matt Stone won the pink one.
I think it's the other way around actually. Oh, is it? It's hard to say.
Google.
Yeah, Google it. I feel like you think that Trey
Oh
is
no,
the.
Trey is the blonde one.
Oh, he is. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So they wore those dresses to the show, and they also decided to drop acid before heading to the show.
As you do, as you
They do.
do.
They had planned on wearing an outlandish duck costume, but they didn't want to give the organizers a reason to throw them out, so they just did LSD instead. And they when they're
Those
talking,
guys are wild, so you know
so
what do
they're
you
on the
expect?
in the interview I saw, they're sat on the couch talking about this, and then it cuts to them as they're walking on the red carpet in these dresses, and you can see they're fucked out of their faces. The creators had even prepared to avoid all questions about the dresses, deciding that they'll answer any query that was given to them with one and only one hilariously absurd answer. It's a magical night tonight. So anyone time that someone said, oh, your outfit tonight, it's a magical night tonight. And that's all they just kept saying. It's a magical night tonight. Apparently, other celebrities caught on to what Parker and Stone were doing and actually came up to them and said, "This is my big night, fuck you." But fortunately, the duo were too high to notice anything other
I
than the
thought you were going to
constant.
say everyone started saying it's a magical night tonight when they got interviewed.
That would have been hilarious.
Not like totally be like, don't ruin my night for
Yeah,
me, you
this is very
bastards.
serious for us. Um, but fortunately, the duo were too high to notice anything other than the constantly flashing lights and all that noise. Unfortunately, however, they soon realized that they would have to sit through the terribly boring ceremony sober
Oh.
because they were coming down from the high midway through the proceedings. So imagine coming down from acid and being in an award show. Parker and
Keep
Stone
the booze coming.
Parker and Stone ultimately lost out the chance to win the Academy Award to none other than Phil Collins, which pissed off Parker. When a reporter asked him whether it was actually a magical night tonight due to the nomination they earned, Parker replied, "It doesn't matter because losing just makes it horrible. It's terrible to lose to Phil Collins, especially." And apparently, there's also nowadays they're talking about how the song "Blame Canada" should have won just through the cleverness and all this shit
Yeah.
over the Phil Collins
Which
thing.
Phil Collins song won?
I think I'm gonna say it's something from the movie Tarzan.
It would have to be, yeah, because the first thing that comes to mind is Lion King, but I was like, it can't
That
be.
was Elton
That
John.
wasn't 20. Oh, that was Elton John.
Yeah.
Way off, Skysy, way off.
um, wins best song. What was it?
2020, I think you said, or 99.
2000.
Oh no, 2000.
Phil Collins Academy Award win. You'll be in my heart, Tarzan. You'll be
Oh.
in my heart, no matter where
So
you
when he's the
are.
cute baby, like falling over and
You'll be
stuff,
in
yeah.
my heart
When he
always.
first starts living with
The
the
parent. Oh no, it's when
that
it's the parents, and then the jaguar comes in and kills
that's
the folks.
right.
And
Yeah.
then the tie-in with, you know how Disney has their own sort of interconnected worlds and shit. What
Mm.
they're saying is that the parents of Tarzan that got shipwrecked and all that shit are actually the parents of Elsa and Anna from Frozen because their parents went missing in a shipwreck.
But
And so
they
that's what,
have a random brother that they didn't know about. What did they have the baby on the ship or something?
yeah, yeah, she was, or she may have gone off with them as a baby, but or pregnant on the ship. Yeah, that's what they say.
Oh, I've never
Yeah.
heard that before. Interesting.
Mm. All right. What's your
All
first
right.
controversy?
Okay. What is my first controversy? Let me just scroll down the passel. All right. I'm going to do an interesting one.
Interesting.
A little bit different from your whole comedic one, but I'm
Right.
going to talk about one that came out of nowhere. So it was the 2021 Grammy Awards postponement.
Mm.
The 2021 Grammy Awards, originally scheduled for January 2021, was postponed due to concerns over the COVID-19 pandemic.
Mhm.
The last minute decision to postpone the ceremony sparked frustration and disappointment among artists and fans, as many had already made arrangements to attend or participate in the event. Do you
Get
remember,
over it.
like,
We had to lose Eurovision one whole year.
I know, but do you remember, like, they said it just the day before, or the like it was literally like the day, a couple of days before, and it was supposed to go ahead. They kept saying, "Yep, it's going ahead. Yep, it's going ahead. Yep, it's going ahead." And
Yeah.
then I think health officials stepped in and said, "If you do this, you know, you're on
It's,
your own."
yeah.
Like, and also if your insurance costs, I assume. But if people get sick and you held
Plus
accountable, it could be a
also
huge liability. Blah blah blah.
world's in lockdown and shit like that.
Yeah. Um, so it was huge. Um, the decision to postpone the Grammy Awards came amongst rising COVID-19 cases and continued uncertainty regarding large scale events and gatherings. The Recording Academy cited health. Oh my God, I spelled red wine everywhere. Health and safety concerns as the primary reasons for the postponement, stating that they wanted to prioritize the well-being of artists, staff, and attendees. I reckon they were like, you're going to be hit with legal suits if you continue and
Do
people get
this.
sick.
Yeah. Because you had
Um,
to do the whole fucking 1.5 or 2 meters and shit,
yep,
whatever.
yep. And that was early. That was
Mm,
early on too. That wasn't when it went rampant again, wasn't it? That
mm.
was the beginning.
And we thought it would all be
Yes.
over by June, July.
Yes. 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 So following the announcement, the speculation arose regarding the new date for the Grammy Awards. Initially, reports suggested that the ceremony might be rescheduled for March 14th, 2021. However, the Recording Academy did not confirm this date officially. The postponement of the Grammy Awards was met with mixed reactions from artists, industry professionals, and fans. Whilst many understood the necessity of prioritizing health and safety during the pandemic, others expressed disappointment at the delay and uncertainty surrounding the event. Ultimately, the 63rd Annual Grammy Awards took place on March 14th, 2021, with a modified format that adhered to COVID-19 safety protocols. The ceremony featured a mix of live and pre recorded performances, as well as virtual elements to accommodate social distancing measures. The postponement of the 2021 Grammy Awards highlighted the challenges faced by the music industry and the broader entertainment sector in navigating the effects of COVID-19 pandemic.
Was it the Academies or one of the award shows where they did it, but there was no audience?
I
And
can't
it was
remember.
really, yeah, and it was really sort of weird.
I think it might have been the Grammys, maybe.
There was one where they did it with zero audience.
Mm,
Yeah. And they still had the presenters and all that stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy times, crazy times. Like we
Crazy
dreamt it.
times. Yeah. My turn?
Guess so.
So picture it. You're 19 years old.
Picture it.
You're 19 years old.
Picture it.
You're 19 years old.
I remember it vividly.
You've just won Best Female Video at the 2009
Oh, here we
MTV
go. Oh, dear.
Video Awards.
I apologize, listeners. Remember, we've got a full-blown Swiftie among us, okay?
Neck minute, Kanye West.
Neck minute.
Who is often courted controversy, storms on stage and seizes the spotlight.
Has he really just, grabbed it by the face and said, "Come at me"?
Storms on stage and seizes the spotlight from you as you have just commenced your acceptance speech. West's impromptu stage intrusion ignited a firestorm of debate. And yes, we're talking about Tay-Tay. His rationale? Question mark.
Swiftie reporting for duty.
His rationale? A fervent belief that his friend Beyonce, friend at the time, deserved the accolade for single ladies. Put a ring on it.
I think they were already fighting, though. Wasn't he already fighting with Jay-Z at the time?
Not in 2009, no.
Oh.
More than the increasing country pop sensation, Tay-Tay. Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you, and I'm going to let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time, West declared before relinquishing the microphone. His bold maneuver was met with a chorus of boos and even earned the disapproval of then President Obama, who branded it a jackass move. At the time, though, and I saw this in a documentary special with Taylor, she actually thought the crowd were booing at her.
Multiple documentaries and specials about Taylor. I don't think there's any documentary that this guy and his husband have not seen about Taylor Swift.
The folklore one, though, you and Tyler would really like.
Sure. Okay.
It's got the Exile one on there.
I'm sure you're going to force me to watch it next time we hang out.
And it's got the people from The National in
it. Yeah, cool.
But at the time, Taylor thought the crowd were booing her, that she got the award instead of Beyonce as well. So she was stood up there just really confused and fucking embarrassed. She was 19.
Baby.
In a gracious display of solidarity, Beyonce later extended an olive branch inviting Swift on stage as she accepted the coveted Video of the Year award. The fallout from West's impulsive act reverberated for years, fueling a simmering feud between the two artists. From diss tracks to social media salvos, apologies to retracing forgiveness, the saga of West versus Swift has endured a perennial chapter in pop culture lore. So do you remember when they said that whole thing about the phone call where he said him and Kanye, he was with Kanye at the time, and he said he recorded a phone call, and Kim released this thing where he said he was calling her a bitch or something in his song, and she said she was okay with it. Yeah. She was like, no, I never said that. And then they released this thing, and then they did the whole send the snake emblem.
Yeah, that wasn't Beyonce though. That was Kim.
No, that was Kim Kardashian, Kim and Kanye. And they sent the whole snake symbol, and Taylor's Instagram and Twitter's just got flooded with the snake. And then she claimed it, and that's what the Reputation album's about. And even in her latest album, The Tortured Poets Department, there's a song called Cassandra that's about Kim and Kanye. But I love it. Next. Baby, let the games begin. Let the games begin. Let the games begin. Are you ready for it?
Okay. Do you remember the year of 1990?
Yes, I was 13.
I was 10. Just a tiny little baby 10-year-old.
Do you remember it?
Do you remember the scandal of the 1990 Grammy Awards?
I need a bit more information.
Let me take you down a little road, shall I? The Milli Vanilli scandal.
Oh, yes.
At the 1990 Grammy Awards is one of the most infamous incidents in the history of the music industry. It's not really that big a deal.
I loved, it's still pretty iconic. I loved Milli Vanilli.
I remember when it happened and I was outraged, absolutely outraged.
at
Milli
10 years old.
Vanilli.
How dare they?
And my dad gave me so much shit because I had all their tapes, and he was like, "You may as well chuck those in the bin."
Oh, I loved
Like,
it. Blame it on the rain.
it
Yeah. And
was
Girl,
like,
I'm Gonna Miss You. I loved
yeah.
that song. Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You. I had that single too.
And is that girl? You know it's true.
Now,
Girl,
girl,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
miss
miss you,
you.
baby.
Mm.
Feeling all the love I feel
Mm.
for you.
So
Da da
for
da da
people who are
da. My point of
listening, let
view.
me tell you what
You're
it's about.
leaving.
So Milli Vanilli, a pop duo consisting of Fab Morvan and Rob Pilatus,
Yeah.
achieved massive success with their debut album, Girl, You Know It's True, which featured hits like Girl, You Know It's True and Blame It on the
On the
Rain.
rain.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Blame it
Blame it
on
on
the
the
stars
stars
that
that
shine
shine
at
that
night.
night.
But
Ha-
whatever you
you
do,
do.
don't put
Don't
the
put the
blame
blame
on
on
you.
you.
Blame it on the
However,
rain.
it was later
Yeah,
revealed
yeah.
that Morvan and Pilatus did not actually sing on the album. The
No.
vocals were performed by other singers, while Morvan and Pilatus lip synced during live performances and music videos. This revelation sparked a major scandal and led to Milli Vanilli being stripped of their Grammy Award
Yes.
for Best New Artist, which they had won in 1990. In addition to
Wow.
losing their Grammy, Milli Vanilli faced lawsuits and backlash from fans and the music industry. The scandal tarnished their reputation, ultimately led to the downfall of their career. They became a cautionary tale about the pitfalls of manufactured pop music and the importance of authenticity in the industry.
And do you know that the vocals behind them then tried to get their own brand and they were called the Real Milli Vanilli? That was their name of their
Oh, I
band.
do kind of think
Yeah.
I remember vaguely something
I remember
about that.
one song being on like Rage.
Mm, yeah. And you got
Never
to
went
remember
anywhere.
people who aren't young who are listening, I mean, who are young who are listening. We didn't have the internet back then in the
No.
90s. So we couldn't go on and Google what was happening or what the situation was, or
We couldn't even
we
text our
just
friends or
we had
email.
we had to rely on what was told to us on the news and the magazine that came out once a
Yeah.
month, whether it was
Yes.
TV hits or
Hit
smash
song
hits.
words.
Hit song words. Hit song words is just about song words,
I
guys.
fucking loved it though.
I know. I remember getting it. And like you had to pick, remember? There was so many and you could only ever afford one. And
Mhm.
you were like, which one am I going to get? Is it
Yeah.
going to be TV hits? Is it going to be smash hits? Is it going to be hit song words?
Yeah.
Like, what will I get?
It's going to be the new Archie comic.
And the stickers that was in it, remember all the stickers
Yes.
that you get that you could put on your school books? And then they'd
In my
have like the
diary.
the fold out poster that was like ended up being wall size, but it was folded into four separate pieces
And if you
right in the
fucked up
middle.
with the staples,
If you
you
didn't get the staples
fucking
out,
ripped
you
it.
ripped a big hole in it.
Ooh,
And then
Jesus,
you'd
that
be
was so
screaming,
annoying.
Mom, do we have any sticky tape?
I need another
Help me,
Billy Warlock
please.
poster from Baywatch. Stat.
Kids
Have
will
I
never
ever
know, will they? They'll never know what we
have I
went
ever shown you
through.
the diaries that I've got that are from like 1990, 1991, and that where I've got stickers of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the most pathetic diary entries from
I'm
a
shocked that you've kept them
boy.
because you can't keep much stuff because you
Oh,
throw a lot of shit
I've got
out.
like a, what do you call those boxes?
Is it in your house or is it at your mum's?
No, it's here. What do you
Oh,
call those chests that people give like a dowry to the
oh, the
mothers would say?
glory chest.
I've got like a glory chest of all, I
Yeah.
was going to say glory box
Glory
of all
box. No,
these.
it's a glory box. That's exactly. It's not a glory chest. It's a glory box. I had one too.
I've got like this cane thing that mum gave me. It's got all these things in there.
Mine was huge and it only broke when I was at the Central Coast and I had to chuck it. And a lot of my diaries I had until then. And then we had a flood in our garage and they
Oh
were in there. And I think
no.
there may be one or two here. I've definitely got a box of letters, like high school letters, when you used to write
Oh,
letters or lesson.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got all these letters that I wrote to fucking Thule that I met in fucking Bali and shit. I'll bring it out one time next year.
Yeah,
Trust
I
me, I read
had
it
it,
to
but I've
Vinny
not.
one night and Vinny was wetting himself. The
Yeah,
shit
there's
I
some
wrote in
crazy
there.
stuff.
I was like a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah. I used to have it, but I think maybe it all got ruined when we got flooded. So I may not have it in any of it. But I used to have a diary or a journal. Never
Yes.
used to call it diary, used to call it journals.
And I used to be
Um,
so good with it for the first 3 weeks, and then it'd be like, I've decided I'm only writing in here when big things happen. And then it
Yes.
would happen, and then it's just nothing.
Dear diary, today what I had for lunch was a Vegemite sandwich. And you know what? I'm really pissed at my mum because every day is a Vegemite sandwich. I was the same. You get it like, and you'd start at the beginning of the year because you usually get it for Christmas or something like that. And you'd be like, fresh new diary, here we go.
Yeah.
January 1st. I
And
hate my
then
sister.
and then March, nothing.
Yeah. Oh, we
That's
digress.
good.
Anyway, it's your turn.
Okay. So this is a controversy that is recent enough that everyone would know. The slap heard across the world.
Mm.
So we touched on this when it actually happened, but we didn't want to get into it because we didn't want to get political or
Yes, yes. Can
touch
I
on
say one
anything.
thing though? Have you seen the other video that's come out recently, which was at another awards thing where a reporter
Yes.
kisses him on the
Yeah.
mouth and he
Well,
pushes
he
him and
didn't even
punches
kiss him
him?
on the mouth. It was like an Italian kiss where he kissed him on both cheeks
Yeah.
and he slaps him in the face.
And then he's like, lucky you didn't fucking punch him in the
Yeah.
face. And he
And
tries to punch him, like he pushes him, he slaps him and pushes him, and then you can see the fist coming up, but he's sort of like,
do you know what that says to me though? Is you know how there's all these rumors? You know how they were in an open relationship and there's all these gay rumors about Will Smith as well?
that's
And
exactly what I thought when I saw it.
yes, that
I
was him
thought,
being like, "Hey man, I'm no gay, I'm no
yeah,
queer. You can't kiss me on the cheek." He
yeah.
literally did like a continental
Will
kiss.
Smith is
Mwah,
coming out of
mwah.
the
Yeah, totally. Like
closet.
he did a mwah, mwah. It wasn't even like a full lip kiss. It was just a, they do in Italy. Mwah, mwah. It was really,
And the guy looks visibly shaken too. Like the
yeah, he's
reporter
like,
looks like,
whoa, I didn't know that that was going to
yeah,
happen. Yeah, it was
yeah.
like, how dare you question my masculinity
Yeah, it
from,
was very it was, I can understand how maybe it was too much for him, like, that
yeah,
the
but you
guy
wouldn't
kissed him, but
slap someone.
still that was very
Be like, dude,
aggressive.
dude, dude, no, no, no. And if someone did that to you though, like, even if it was a woman or even if a man, I know
You'd
I'm
make a bit of a
gay.
joke out of it too, like, oh, that was a little bit intimate.
Well, you'd just be
Watch
like,
my
oh,
personal
thanks.
space. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but he was hugging him as well.
Dude, I
Will
charge like,
Smith was
ten
hugging him.
thousand dollars for a kiss on my face.
Yeah, so that was very bizarre. Anyway, in the archives of award show controversies, one event remains indelibly etched. The moment when Will Smith's hand met Chris Rock's face at the 2022 Oscars, in what was to become known as the slap heard across the world. The scene unfolded as comedian Chris Rock took the stage to present the Best Documentary Award. His routine laced with jests and jibes aimed at fellow actors, yet it was a quip about Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head that punctuated the evening with tension. I love you, Jada, Rock jested. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it, drawing a parallel between the actress and the character of G.I. Jane, portrayed by Demi Moore in 1994.
She has
Initially,
alopecia or something, doesn't she? That's
she
why
has
she had a shaved
alopecia.
head. Yeah.
Initially, Smith, the erstwhile Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, chuckled along. However, Pinkett Smith's visible discomfort, evident in her eye roll, hinted at deeper sensitivities. The actress, grappling with alopecia, a condition marked by sporadic hair loss, has openly shared her struggles, choosing to embrace her condition through her shaved head. Witnessing his wife's unease seemingly propelled Smith into action. Swiftly, he strode onto the stage and delivered a resounding slap to Rock's cheek. The audience, caught in a whirlwind, yep, that's the word, whirlwind of confusion and astonishment,
Whirlwind. Whirlwind.
questioned the authenticity of the moment until Smith returned to his seat. His impassioned words echoed through the room. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth, repeated for emphasis. Later, as Smith clinched the Best Actor Oscar for his portrayal of Richard Williams in King Richard, his tearful acceptance speech carried a notable absence, an apology to the Academy and fellow nominees, yet a conspicuous silence towards Chris Rock. I remember watching that live when it happened, and it was true. It was just like, was that part of a joke? Until he went back, and then it was just like ick, like major
Yeah.
ick.
But I think overall, if you're going to, I think in terms of some of the jokes that they lay out, especially if you think of Ricky Gervais, when some of the jokes that he put out there for people in the audience, like, don't go if you're going to be offended. Like, that's the whole point. I don't really get it. It's like a roast. So, like everyone's talking about the Tom Brady roast. Tyler was obsessed. He kept running into me when I was in the bath, telling me all the jokes and all the,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to have a good sense of humor.
but I always feel uncomfortable with that kind of humor where you're putting
Oh,
shit on
but we
people. It's
roast
not.
each other all
Oh,
the
yes,
time.
we do.
Yeah,
Absolutely. But I don't enjoy watching it on telly. It's not my thing. I'm not saying it's bad. I have
yeah.
no judgment whatsoever. It's not enjoyable for me. But I
Some of it can
think,
be in low taste. Still
but
had a
even like,
laugh.
for some reason, there's this context that if you're doing the Academy Awards, you have to do that offensive type of humor. And there's a couple of years where Tina Fey and Amy Poehler hosted the Academy Awards. I think they did two, maybe three in a row. They definitely did two in a row.
Yeah,
And I love both of them dearly. They're two of my most favorite comedians, but I found their jokes to be very cringy, and overly offensive, where I felt, ugh, like, I
yeah.
get what they're trying to achieve, but it's not my cup of tea. Like, I don't enjoy it. But I also think that's the culture that they use. So if you're going there, you have
Be
to
prepared.
expect that you're going to get that kind of, jokes thrown. And you might miss it. You might not get a joke. You might not be one of the most popular stars at the time. And maybe they don't make a joke about you, whatever.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, that's the culture of those awards. It's
But do you
about
think,
offending people.
yeah, or
Like,
just having a laugh, I think. And some
yeah.
of them can cross the line, but do you think that his joke crossed the line?
Not at all. I think it's
Yeah.
one of the most mildest jokes out of all the
Yes.
more offensive jokes I've ever heard. So for him to get so riled up, I think okay, they could have gone way
Weird.
deeper. He could have said something about her whole sex life, which was on display because she had that sex
Yes.
podcast. He could have went way
And the
harder
fact that
at her.
he walked down towards him, and it's a long walk to get
Mm,
to him. It was like a runway basically.
yeah.
And the whole time he's walking down there, his anger's building, getting
Mm.
ready to slap him, and he just fucking does this huge slap.
But you're right. When I saw it replayed, like, I think I just saw a snap of it on the news after. I certainly didn't watch the award ceremony. I saw a snap of it and I went, oh, that seems a bit weird. Oh, it must be some sort of performance
Sketch.
joke.
Yeah,
And then within
skit.
like an hour or so, I remember, because I think it was, how long ago was it?
2022.
Yeah, so we were living here. And I remember because we'd seen something and I was like, and Tal was like, "Did you see this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't really give a shit." And then within a couple of hours or whatever, Tal was like, "Oh my God, it was real. It wasn't
Yeah,
like a joke. It wasn't like a bit. Like, Will Smith has actually gone off his head at him." And it's like this
yeah,
whole big thing. And I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And then it
yeah.
went on and on and on and
And
on.
Chris Rock was very diplomatic in his responses
Yeah.
about it and stuff. Like he
Yeah.
didn't comment.
But yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
you're next.
Okay. So look, I'm just going to sum it up with somebody who's had multiple controversies,
Oh.
and that's Madonna, a pop
Oh.
icon and cultural phenomenon. She's been involved in so many controversies at awards shows throughout her career. Here are some notable incidents. Like a Virgin performance in 1984 at the MTV Music Awards. Madonna's performance of Like a Virgin raised
Version.
eyebrows. Like a virgin. I've had two glasses of red and three seltzers. I'm on my way, guys. I'm on my way.
And like a
Um,
version is actually a thing in Australia, isn't it? It's where
it
they
is like a
have
version. Yes, it is. It is. I
actual
did not
singer.
mean to say version though, like a virgin. I was
Yeah.
also obsessed with this album. My aunt got it for me on cassette tape when I was about 8. My dad wanted to throw it out. Actually, I was probably about 6 because it came out in 1984. And my dad wanted to throw it out when she got it for me, and I was like, "You don't do that." And I was only like a child, like a little child. It's like, I had it. I'll bury it in the garden somewhere. Um, but she raised eyebrows due to its provocative nature. Clad in a wedding dress and writhing on the stage, Madonna's performance challenged traditional notions of femininity and sexuality, sparking controversy and making headlines.
Good on her.
Again, this is probably one of my favorite Madonna songs, Like a Prayer.
I'll
Performed in
take you there.
1989. I'll take you there. I'll
I'll
take you
take you there. Like
there.
a
It's like a
dream
dream
to
to
me.
me.
Oh, oh.
Madonna's performance of Like a Prayer caused a stir due to its religious imagery. Oh, please.
I know.
and provocative choreography. I think it's a great religious testament. I think it's
It's because it was a black
beautiful.
Jesus.
It's artistic. I think it's just absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
I love that performance. I love that film clip. The performance featured burning crosses and stigmata, leading to condemnation from religious groups and calls for MTV to ban the video.
Fuck off religion. Yeah.
Boo. Vogue. Performance
Ah.
at the 1990 MTV Music Video Awards. Madonna's performance of Vogue in 1990 was lauded for its iconic choreography and fashion, but it also courted controversy due to allegations of cultural appropriation. Critics accused Madonna of appropriating ball culture and
Yeah.
voguing from LGBTQ plus communities of color without proper credit or acknowledgement.
Well, that could
Which is
be.
interesting, but it was also 1990. So,
I get it, like in the sense, like if she gave it credit, perfect, instead of claiming it, because she brought it to the forefront of pop culture,
cultural
voguing.
appropriation was like something people hadn't heard of in the 1990s,
Yeah,
though. Not like we
yeah.
know what it is now.
She should have, like, she could have given a bit more credit to the fact of where it came from, because it was in
Mm,
fucking underground balls that the
yeah,
gay culture in New York City were doing
yeah.
this stuff.
But the gays love
Um,
Madonna. You think they would have forgiven her for that because they
I think
love
they
her?
totally have forgiven her, but she could have given a bit of credit. It's like plagiarism, I guess. It's
The
like reading
1994
from a Wikipedia article.
ChatGPT. The 1994 Brit Awards, Madonna's performance of Bedtime Story at the Brit Awards in 1994 featured elaborate costumes and surreal imagery, but it was criticized for its perceived lack of cohesion. Some viewers found the performance confusing, pretentious, leading to mixed reviews from critics. The 2015 Brit Awards. Madonna's performance made headlines when she took a tumble on
Jesus.
stage due to a wardrobe malfunction.
Oh yeah, this is what was that? 2014.
2015. The
Jesus, so
incident
still where the guy went
occurred.
to pull the.
Yeah, yeah,
Was
yeah.
that long ago? Jesus.
Yes. The incident occurred when a dancer
Yeah.
accidentally pulled Madonna's cape, causing her to fall backwards down a flight of stairs.
Well, he didn't.
Despite the fall,
Yeah.
Madonna continued her performance with professionalism and grace.
Yeah, I don't think he accidentally or she accidentally pulled it. They were meant to pull it, but it was meant to come off. But like when he
Yes.
have you seen it? They
I
yank her and she
actually
just
don't know that I
goes,
have. I think it's in my memory somewhere, but I don't recall
they
it
yank it.
specifically.
And it's meant to come off. The cape is meant to come off and be like revealing, do a reveal. But she just goes fucking straight back down with it. It's like if someone yanked you as you're walking up the stairs, you just went, ah.
What about the kisses, I hear you ask?
Ah, what about those kisses though?
2003 MTV Video Music Awards. One of the most iconic moments
When was
occurred
this?
during the 2003
Oh yeah.
ceremony when Madonna and Britney Spears shared a kiss on stage.
She
The kiss,
also shared a kiss with Christina Aguilera.
yeah, I'm getting there.
Oh, sorry.
The kiss, which also involved Christina Aguilera. You stupid bitch.
Because
Was
it's never really seen, because when they showed her kissing Britney, they flash the camera to Justin
yes.
Timberlake, and then when they go back, you don't see her kissing Christina.
Yeah. It was part of the performance in which Madonna paid homage to her own career by performing a melody of her hits. The kiss between Madonna and Britney Spears generated widespread media coverage and became one of the most talked about moments of the night. But you're right, Christina Aguilera, as per usual,
Got
was cast
sidestepped.
aside by
Yeah,
Britney.
because she kissed Britney,
Oh,
then
the
went and
Christina
kissed
and Britney wars.
Christine. But like, and I think Madonna wore a Britney t-shirt, and then Britney wore a Madonna t-shirt and
Mm.
showed their love that way.
It
But
was a
yeah, they
whole
just
thing,
showed
wasn't it?
Justin Timberlake, who was sat there like this.
And everyone was like, "Oh, they're totally in a relationship. Oh, Brittany
Yeah,
and Madonna are lesbians. Oh
yeah.
my god."
Bisexuals. She lesbian. She lesbian.
2015 Coachella Music Festival. During Drake's headlining set, Madonna made a surprise appearance and performed with him on stage. At the end of their performance, Madonna kissed Drake, which elicited a mixed reaction from the audience and sparked speculation about Drake's reaction. Some viewers perceived Drake's expression as one of discomfort, while others saw it as a surprise reaction to the unexpected kiss. Have you seen the pictures of it?
No.
Is that like he's almost
Grandma.
like spewing from
It's
it?
like, yeah, get off me, Grandma. Yeah.
And then Madonna and Nicki Minaj at the 2012 Super Bowl halftime show rehearsal. In a less publicized incident, Madonna and Nicki Minaj shared a brief kiss during a rehearsal show performance in 2012. The kiss was part of a choreographed routine and did not generate as much controversy as Madonna's other onstage kisses. Plus,
Well, it's a
but it
different time.
happened.
It's a different time.
It was.
There was something I've seen, it's like on Instagram, a reel where Madonna's at an award show, don't know what it is. She's talking to someone, and you know Courtney Love? She
I
throws
love
a
Courtney Love.
she throws a shoe at her, and like it sort of comes down, and like Madonna's like, looks like Courtney Love's looking for some attention.
I've seen that before, but that's funny. Good old Courtney Love.
Yeah, I know.
Hole.
What a
Hole,
mess.
please.
Oh, I
Hole.
loved Hull.
I loved
Miami,
Hole.
Malibu. I said Miami, but I mean Malibu.
I loved Hole.
My
Because we did Kurt Cobain
way.
on the podcast yonks ago, didn't we?
Yeah, 27 Club.
Mm.
All right, my last controversy is Eminem's performance in 2001. In 2001, Eminem's
21,
lyric
please.
2000, did I say 21?
Yeah, you said 2001.
Yeah, in 2001.
Yeah, I was 21.
Oh,
So
you were 21.
that was
Yeah,
that was the year I was officially legal in American terms.
I was
Not in
24.
Australian. We can drink at 18 in Australia.
Eminem's lyrics on the Marshall Mathers LP ignited a storm of controversy within the LGBT community due to their homophobic content. When he was slated to perform at the 2001 Grammy Awards, the announcement sparked outrage, with the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation. Glad. Why are you mad when you could be glad? Leading protests against his inclusion. In a bid to address the backlash, Eminem was paired with the openly gay icon Elton John for a performance of his song Stan. Despite Glad picketing outside the venue, the unexpected collaboration culminated in a poignant moment as the two musicians embraced on stage. However, Eminem's defiance lingered as he punctured the performance by flipping the bird at the audience, underscoring the complexities of his relationship with public perception.
Typical Eminem.
Oh, but like, cheer up,
Oh,
Charlie.
I love a bad boy.
But cheer up, Charlie. There's no gruff about him. He's like a
I
little
think
twink.
he's hot. I think
He's
he's
cute.
gorgeous.
He's not hot. He's cute.
He's hot.
Hot is fucking Joe Mangalario or whatever that guy's name is. That was with fucking
Yours
who
and
was
my
from True
tastes are
Blood.
very, very different. Okay, but you know, talking about old school stuff and things that kids will never understand. Do you remember when his album was outlawed in Australia and people weren't allowed to get it, and they wouldn't have it in any of the shops? You couldn't get it in Sanity or anywhere. It was illegal to buy in Australia.
Look at
And what did we do? Downloaded it, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, he's got responsibilities about that shit.
But can I just quickly touch on one honorable mention, which was the Ellen Oscar photo? I thought we couldn't do the awards ceremony without touching on that. The viral selfie taken in 2014. Yeah. Can you remember all the people who were in it?
I can't remember all the people. I know.
Tell me who you remember.
I know. Is it Blue, the Beyonce's kid? What's Beyonce's daughter's name?
In 2014, Blue wasn't alive then, I don't think.
I think one of them was in it. I think Tatum
Beyonce
Channing
wasn't even in it.
Was Tatum Channing in it?
Actually, I've got among others here. So it was Meryl Streep, Julia Roberts, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, Jennifer Lawrence, Bradley Cooper, Lupita Nyong'o. Is it Lupita Nyong'o? And Jared Leto, among others. Portia de Rossi was in it. Was Beyonce and Jay-Z in it?
I don't think they were in it. I thought their kid was in it. But you know what their kid was in? You know when James Corden did his carpool karaoke selfie at the thing. I think she was in that.
Right. Okay. Well, my favorite part, we're going to wrap it up here, but my favorite part about the awards ceremony is the fashion. And we've touched on that
Oh, hang on.
before.
Back to the Ellen thing. So,
Mm.
she did that tweet and it became the most retweeted thing.
Oh, yeah, totally. That's what I was saying. We can't not talk about it because it was
But
the
you know
most
what
retweeted thing ever.
happened afterwards where someone tweeted a piece of bread and then that tweet exceeded that sort of, can you retweet my bread? And she was like, I can't believe us with all these A-list stars and a piece of bread got tweeted more than that in the
I
end.
think it
Like
was the
that took the
campaign to make it better, though, than
mm,
that tweet was the whole point of it, wasn't
but
it?
it did. But yes, go on to your fashion, your favorite bit.
My favorite bit. Okay. So let me just go up to my fashion notes because I've just gone through so many of my controversies.
You like to put a H after your S's, don't you?
Do I?
Sure,
I think it's the red
controversies
wine. I think it's the
and
fucking red
suspicious.
wine. Okay. Suspicious. So I don't say suspicious.
Wait till you hear the true crime.
A fashion awards show is a spectacle unto itself, often generating as much buzz and attention as the awards being presented. That's what I think. I don't give a shit about the awards. I do scan the whole top 5
Who
to check
wins?
who was
Yeah.
nominated. But do you know what? It's always movies that I don't really want to see. So, like last year, what was the movie that everyone wanted to see about the bombs?
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer, and then Barbie. I won't watch Oppenheimer because it's not my kind of thing. I
Yeah.
don't want to hear about bombs being made. Everyone think it's the best movie that ever was made. Every time the Academy Awards like movies, I'm like, snore. It's not my kind of movie. Barbie got a few honorable mentions. I can't remember if it won anything or whatever. It was nominated, but I watched it, didn't really like it.
Yeah, I didn't really rate
Not
it
a
as
huge
much.
fan, don't understand the hype. But for me, it's really about the fashion. I love the red carpet arrivals. And when I say it's all about the fashion, I don't watch it. I just like subscribe to the
BuzzFeed.
streams
Yeah. Yeah,
so that I
same.
get the pop-up alerts on my phone throughout the day that shows, guess who's just arrived? Look at what they're wearing. And I'm like, yes, yes, no, 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 never, never, gross, disgusting. Yes,
Ick.
yes, lovely. Oh, yeah, gross, never, ick, ick, ick.
Toot,
Yeah.
boot. Toot, boot. Remember that baby thing I sent you? Yeah. Toot or boot.
That was hilarious. I
She's
fucking
trying to be in LA,
cried
but
over
ick.
that. It was so hilarious. So there's so many lists of people who are fabulous at the awards. You know, some key ones for me: Gaga, always;
Always.
Rihanna, always;
Yeah.
Kate Blanchett is a bit of a stunner.
She's a
Um,
more of a traditional fashion beauty, isn't
but
she?
I enjoy traditional. I don't
Yeah,
like
yeah.
too
There's a place
weird.
for it. There's always a place for
Even
it.
with Gaga, I'd love to see what Gaga's wearing, but 99% of the time I'm like too weird for me.
But
But
she can
because I
pull it
love
off.
her, yes, because I love
Yeah.
her, I mean, very excited every year to see what she's wearing.
Yeah.
Zendaya is another one. I think she's really
Hmm.
cool. Out of the dudes, I'd say Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
He's hot. I do
Yeah.
enjoy. Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino. Nice.
Hmm.
Um, Idris Elba. Oh, yeah.
He's nice. I don't really like Childish Gambino though.
Oh, I do. I
Oh,
do. And I
and I
love
even
his
hate
music too.
that that song that really took off for him where he was talking about and there was all these Easter eggs in the background and he does that
The one in
dance.
the car park.
I hate that dance. I hate that
Oh,
dance
see,
style.
I actually quite and everyone was
Uh,
saying it's like the best song and it breaks all these
yes.
stereotypes and blah blah blah. But I like his earlier stuff as well. I'm a bit
Uh,
of a Childish Gambino
that
fan.
dance stuff to me is just like ick.
Mm. I think he's incredibly talented. But do you know what, dude? I watch the absolute most when it comes to award ceremonies, all fashion in general. Can you guess who it is?
Bradley Cooper.
Mm-mm. Although Bradley Cooper fucking rocks it every time. He has the right combination of just
Yeah, I have to
like
say
it's just
there's
a
been a couple so
tall drink of water.
I've been watching like, Wet Hot American Summer. Have you ever seen the movie? And then they've got the 10 years later and 10 years before on Netflix.
I know of both. I didn't actually enjoy the original, and I watched the
I
first
love the
episode of the
movie.
remake, and I didn't really. It was not a movie that I watched when I was young. I watched it just because they made the remake.
Yeah.
So I don't think it. I think it just went over my head a little bit
But
because I
even
didn't watch
watch
it
him
at the
in that and
time.
the way he laughs when you showed me that Jim Fallon thing, I'm just like, do you know what? I could actually put you in my top 5.
Oh yeah, he's up there for me. He's absolutely up there for me. But my favorite is Pete Davidson.
Uh,
I love his fashion. He always just
you haven't
rocks it
even
out.
watched Bodies yet, have you, with him in it?
No, I
Bodies,
haven't.
Bodies, Bodies. It's brilliant.
Yeah, okay. I will. I'll put it on the list. I think it is on the list. Actually, I just don't think I
It's
keep
very
forgetting
good.
that he's in it. That's
It's
probably the
very
problem
clever.
is that I forget that he's in it. But I love him. Oh, I can't believe he dated Kim Kardashian for a bit.
Yeah, but I know, look at the fucking trauma he caused Kanye.
Yeah, I know that's funny. But yeah.
It is funny. Yeah, no, it is good. The fashion, it's always the red carpet interviews and all that too that always make it these
You and
award
I would
shows a
rock
bit.
a red carpet, but we would be
Totally.
drunk before we got there. We would be shit
Which is
faced.
why we'd rock it.
We'd be like, woo-hoo-hoo. We'd
Yeah.
be the ones that are in the middle, like heckling people. Like when it gets to the middle of the ceremony, we're like, yeah,
You'd be kissing me
yeah,
on the cheek and I'd be slapping
woo.
you. You'd be kissing me on the cheeks. I'd be like, get off me. I'd be pulling a Will Smith on you. And they'd be
You
like, do it again, do it again.
bitch.
And then
You
I'd kiss you and
wouldn't.
you'd
You'd be
slap me.
all over me too. You'd be like, look at my beautiful
Totally.
best friend. How hot is she? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I know. I am. He's older than me, did you know?
And I'm
much,
like,
much older. And
I
everyone
think
would be
my
like, yeah,
turn.
totally. We can't believe your age. There's no way you're that old, Scar. I know.
I'd be giving you compliments and then waiting for mine. And I'd be like, that's why I'd be slapping you. I compliment you and then you give me nothing.
Bitch,
I'm
I'm
like,
never going to an award ceremony with you again.
get me my bag.
We'll talk at the end. We're not walking a red carpet together.
Sat at the table like this, backs to each other. All right, I love you.
Do you want a vape?
Yeah.
Should we go
Cheeky
for a
one.
sneaky vape?
No, we'll just do it at the
Cheeky
give me
under
a
the
bag.
table.
Totally.
Yours is gross.
It's too fruity for me.
Anyway, this episode definitely got away from us, I think.
Oh, they always do.
Always the double. Well, we hope. I was going to say thanks for listening. I'm not allowed to say that anymore, guys.
There you are.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, you got to wrap it up, bitch.
I told you to write it down for me.
You're the pop culture lead. I'm the true crime lead.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed our, all over the place. What's the word I'm looking for?
Take on ceremonies.
See, when it's written down, I'm so much more eloquent.
I know.
Our all over take and representation of award ceremonies. It was all over the place.
And it was a good representation. Hope you enjoyed it. Controversies, origins, fashion. It's called fashion, darling.
Fashion, darling. Fashion, darling.
Fashion.
Fashion.
Stupid bitch fashion. Please, Prada fashion. But yes, thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with another true crime. Mine won't be as well. I don't know if it'll be as brutal, but it's still, I mean, it's crime. It's a bit sad, but it's a good one. I like it. And there's a person in this next true crime one that I'm going to do that I hope Sky would actually be if it was my scenario. Not the dead one, but the friend one.
Guys, he's planning my murder.
No.
You heard it here first. If I go missing, you know where to look.
It's there's a friend.
There's nowhere to put me in his apartment, so it'd have to be in the garage or something.
Should be
or
in my
maybe
glory
in the
box.
Brisbane River.
Should be in my glory box. I'd
With
open
all
up
these
to read
small
my diaries.
Sauce travels foods from all over Australia
Who's that
and
a
his
head of?
journals.
That's Sky's head. She was my friend and podcast co-host.
Doesn't she look pretty?
I've maintained her as much as I can.
Her hair used to be longer.
But now it falls out like Jada Pinkett Smith's. Slap.
Good night,
Anyway.
stupid bitches.
Good night. Yeah, that stupid bitch. He's a stupid bitch. What a stupid bitch. That's stupid.